Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my Xenoblade Chronicles X playthrough, a series in which I detail my very long journey throughout the game. So without further ado, let's begin. So we're going to resume from where I ended things in the last episode, with my player character being unable to operate an elevator. Yeah, as stupid as it sounds, I spent a long time trying to figure out where to go before realising that all I had to do was just walk up slowly to this console and activate it. I don't know why this didn't work last time, maybe I was just running around too quickly, but anyway, it's a bit embarrassing, so we should quickly move on. As I reached the top of the elevator, I took a moment just to admire Xenoblade's scenery. The sheer scale of this game is incredible. I mean, look at that skyline. Mira definitely does feel like a massive alien planet. Another thing that's massive is New LA, the player's base of operations, and I'm sure I'm going to spend a hell of a lot of time just running around exploring the area and talking to strangers. After having a brief look around the city, I had to go to an important meeting with the Director General, where the game's narrative was expanded upon some more. In simple terms, it is my mission with the help of my allies to find the Lifehold, a massive structure which held the rest of the humans who were in stasis whilst travelling aboard the White Whale, looking for a new home. It's a pretty cool premise and I'm still intrigued by the game's story. I just hope it carries on being this interesting throughout the rest of the game. During this meeting, I was also given the option to join Blade, the organisation responsible for protecting the remaining humans and exploring the planet Mira. To be honest, I didn't join Blade because I was particularly interested by this guy's speech. The truth is I just wasn't really given an alternative. I mean, I don't know if I would have missed out on some of the story if I chose not to say yes. I know that more than likely, even if I said no, I would have still been forced to join Blade at some point to advance the game anyway, but I still didn't want to take that chance. Oh my god, a scale! Geek out! Geek out! I really can't wait to get into one of these machines, and I think the developers also know that. It's just a bit of a tease seeing all these cool mechs walking around NLA and hearing NPCs talk about how amazing they are, but knowing I probably won't be able to get into one until I've played for another 20 or 30 hours. I just want to get in the scale, man. Just let me get in the scale, please. I want to ride the scale. So onwards we go to chapter 2, and I don't really have much complaints about the game so far. But I will say that the worst bit about it by far is the soundtrack. Not only is the soundtrack absolutely terrible, the music also seems to pop up randomly during cutscenes whilst characters are talking, making it hard to hear what they are saying, so it's kind of annoying that there's no option to turn the music off. Well, at least I don't think there is anyway, as I can't find it, so if you can turn the music off, please tell me before I chop my ears off. Anyway, next on the agenda was my first encounter with a tyrant, which is basically a creature which has a certain ability or abilities enhanced in some way. Volcamp the Pursuer wasn't exactly much of a challenge, but I guess that is to be expected from my first encounter with this type of enemy. I do think it's a neat addition that there do exist these rarer forms of Indigene in the wild. In a way, it reminds me of finding a shiny Pokemon, so I'm quite excited to hunt these tyrants down. After killing the tyrants and completing some more story missions, I returned to New LA, whereby I was given the choice of which of the 8 factions my character wanted to join. Factions offer unique bonuses for joining them, and I guess you could say that they exist to determine your player character's job role. I decided to join the Mediators basically because they sounded like some kind of police force. I think it's quite cool in a game which contains such massive scale that the player is able to choose the option to become a peacekeeper, sorting out small social squabbles in the city. After spending some time on cop duty, I started to think that maybe dealing with Mira's wildlife would be easier than dealing with some of these citizens, particularly this incompetent woman who doesn't know how to operate a coffee machine. How this woman is allowed to work in a coffee shop is beyond me. I mean, she just nearly blew the place up, and I thought being in the city would be less dangerous than the outside. On a more serious note, at least my encounter with the crazy coffee lady wasn't a complete waste of time, as I discovered what the purpose the shards I've been collecting serve. It turns out they all contain items which I can either sell for credits, or hand over to NPCs who might need them, and in this case this citizen needed some inox pipes, whatever the hell they are. My only worry about having to run around collecting shards in order to get a specific item is that it does feel a bit random, and I can see it getting a bit annoying further down the line running around like a kleptomaniac in order to find something. Anyway, I managed to give the crazy coffee lady the item she needed, and then encountered some guy whose car had been damaged and he needed some radiators. I decided to go out into Primordia in order to find some, but I didn't have any luck, so it looks like this guy would just have to manage without the car for a while. Whilst looking for those replacement car parks, I ran into a guy called Connor who wanted me to find his communication device. The really annoying thing is that I managed to find where it was located, but couldn't get to it without aggravating a pretty tough creature. It's not possible to collect items whilst in battle, so seeing as I had no chance of beating this monster, I decided to see if it was possible to sneak towards the item and grab it without the beast seeing me. And although I did get quite close to the item, it just doesn't seem possible to get it without alerting the enemy. So I did what any brave warrior would do, and ran. And it was at this point that I encountered my first death in Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then my second death, and then my third death. Well, anyway, you get the idea. I guess I'll come back to get this comms device when I'm a bit stronger. I just want to quickly talk about Xenoblade X's combat system. On the last video I didn't really have a clue what I was doing, but after about 4 or 5 or so hours with the game, I finally got to grips with the game's combat and I really started enjoying it. The game has definitely got its hooks into me now, and I'm a bit worried that I won't be able to stop playing it. And as I was feeling a bit more confident with the game's mechanics, I decided that it was now time to change my class, and I chose to go for the commando setting. I then rushed into battle, forgetting that because I'd chosen a new class type, I would only have a few attacks to choose from as I hadn't leveled my new class up, leading me to getting my arse handed to me. Luckily I managed to escape and then decided to fight some easier opponents to gain some EXP in that class type. I carried on with the story quest and encountered some aliens who weren't overly keen on humans. I'm not sure if these guys have anything to do with Earth's destruction, but they weren't really too challenging anyway. However, I do like the fact that now I'm not only fighting against the animals that live on Mira, but also these alien creatures too. Although the less said about this potato thing the better. I actually found most of the characters to be quite likeable so far, but this thing managed to annoy me after about 30 seconds. Maybe I should have just left him in the bin. Me and Mr. Potato Head headed back to the NLA barracks, and I moved on to chapter 4. This seems to be the point where the game really seems to open up. There's a ton of new missions for me to do, and it seems I can also recruit random people into my party. I don't really understand what is with this recruiting business at the moment, but hey, I'm not going to complain about having more people to fight alongside me. I then wandered into the far reaches of Primordia, and I managed to stumble across another of Mira's continents. Noctilum, I don't know how you say it, but anyway. This area looks like something straight out of Avatar, and I love its design. Although what I don't love is the fact that everything here seems to be hell-bent on killing me. So yeah, maybe I'll come back here later, I think that's a good idea. So far in my playthrough I've played the nice guy when it comes to making conversation choices, but this guy just plain annoyed me, so I decided to be a bit of a dick to him if I'm honest. I don't know why, but there's just something about him I don't like, so I'm hoping to wipe that smirk off his face by completing this mission. Well, you know what I just said about not going back to Noctilum? Well, this mission involves going back there. But before I did, I decided it was time to make sure my characters had their best equipment equipped, and I don't really see how this makes any sense. How is a bikini stronger than armor? Anyone? Can anyone answer that? No? I don't get it. Anyway, the reason I headed back to Noctilum was because my mission required me to kill a specific creature. To be honest, I don't really think the creature itself is actually that tough. What's tough is the fact that as soon as I get close to the creature I need to kill, I'm surrounded by other indigents and overwhelmed. I have tried killing all the other indigents in the area first, but that still didn't help. So I ended up dying a lot, until it got to the point whereby even the game was sick of me failing and asked me if I wanted to play the mission on the easier difficulty setting. I chose no, but I was surprised that this option appeared at all. I wasn't aware the game featured difficulty settings, and I wonder what the easiest setting actually does. Does it make the enemies less powerful? Does it increase the player's attacks? Who knows? Maybe if I continue dying we shall soon find out. Anyway, I'm afraid we've come to the end of this episode. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe and comment if you did, and I hope to see you all soon. Till next time, goodbye.